Start with the questions. Here in the front, please.
Hi there, Tim Stillman, Arsblog News. Kim, I've only just stopped crying, so I'm going to try and keep this brief. But to beat Barcelona, you have to be basically perfect. And I just wanted to ask you about the performance those players put in today in such a high-pressure environment. Thank you.
Yeah, we knew.
You got a press in the middle. Yep, thanks.
Yeah, we knew coming into this game that we had to be basically perfect to obviously beat a Barcelona team. Who have been one of the best teams in Europe in recent years. And I think we worked on it this week. We did things that didn't work, and we changed it to what we hoped would work, and that did ultimately today. And I think the team showed incredible discipline and focus throughout the game to do that. And then, as a squad, the players who came on to impact the game when the game was at 0-0 was pretty incredible. And for Beth and Stina to come in and make that impact, obviously, is another part of it. So across the board, it was just, an incredible performance.
One in the middle, please.
Hi, Kim. Emma Sanders from BBC Sport. First of all, congratulations. Incredible achievement. I can imagine this is really difficult for you, but if you can try and put into words just what this means to you, given your journey with Arsenal and just everything that you've dealt with at the club.
Yeah, it's very special for me. I've obviously been at the club a very long time, and we've had incredible periods where we've been successful, and obviously the club won it in 2007, and I signed the year after that. So to still be at the club now, after that kind of long period, and to see how much it's done to progress the women's game and invest in us as players and as a club, it's truly special to be sitting here now today off the back of winning the ultimate trophy for club football is definitely the best moment of my career. Thank you.
One here.
Hi, Kim, Kit from The Times. It might be another kind of difficult one to put into words, but as well as a fantastic story and a fantastic journey for Arsenal women, this feels like, frankly, one of the greatest days in the 140-year history of Arsenal, one of the biggest football clubs in the world. How much are you aware of what you've achieved, even on that massive scale?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure it'll have sunk in yet, even the way you spoke about it there. I'm not sure that's probably gone through the players' minds yet, just because we're so in the moment. But yeah, to have won a Champions League with Arsenal, it obviously will definitely go down in history as one of the best moments this club's ever had. So to think about it like that is, it's incredible. I'm sure days after this day, we'll reflect on it and really see that.
Graham Hunter from UEFA. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
The way that all of you played, particularly in stressful moments, either you played exceptionally or it felt like you read Barcelona really well about what they were going to do. How does the balance lie? Because it genuinely looked as if you'd anticipated everything that they had up their sleeve.
Yeah, we spoke a lot about their rotations and how best to deal with them. And we tried some different things during the week that didn't work well, and tried, to play against that with our players. And we changed it to a way that we felt like we could accept a lot of their runs and movement, but also allow them to play mostly in front of us. And I think, yes, they did get behind us at times, but I think we were definitely in really good positions to defend the box when they did that, which was because of how we managed it in front. Like we spoke about earlier, it was kind of the perfect execution of a game plan, which as a footballer is one of the best things. Thank you.
Catherine.
Hi, Kim. I think at the full-time whistle, there was yourself and Leo sort of collapsed to the floor. I think Lotta was there. Can you just tell me kind of what that moment was like when the full-time whistle went and you got to, celebrate with each other and then obviously lift the trophy together?
Obviously I was near Leah, and we'd obviously gone through the game together, been quite close to each other as well, obviously been captain and vice-captain too. And it was a really hard game. It was hot. you had to go quite within yourself to bring out what we did, and try and stay focused. It's really difficult to do that when the temperature's high, and it's a really intense and physical game like that. So there's that kind of relief at the end a little bit, and then just that special moment to share with Leah, especially, obviously someone who's been at the club a very long time, and it means a lot to her, and with myself as well, and how much it means to me. So it's so special to share that moment, and then obviously to lift it with her too.
One more here, please.
Anna Caro for Flash Score. Can you say a word about what brings René's Sliggers to the team? Because it seems that since she arrived, the team can face anything, like any scenario during a game, and happen to win by the end of the game. Thank you.
Yeah, obviously Renee came in as manager earlier in the season, and a lot of our blueprint and what we did kind of stayed, but we've adjusted some things to allow, I think, a little bit more fluidity and to be more dynamic in how we work, both within our press and how we build. And I think alongside Renee, our assistant coach Aaron, and our backroom staff Mel and Kelly and Chris Bradley, who's our set piece coach, the detail and kind of balance they all have between each other is definitely a well-functioning machine. So I think across the board, they then allow us to be able to have the right information, so then we can put on the pitch and play games like we did today.
One more in the middle, Tom.
Congratulations, Kim.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a bit about the sort of message in the dressing room, firstly before the game and then again at half-time, and what sort of things were you saying to each other to help deliver that performance?
Yeah, it was fairly calm. I think that's one of the key things when you get to these big games. You know, it's obviously different in many ways, but it is also still a 90-minute game, which is what we do, you know, weekly. So a lot of it was very calm and task-focused about what we were executing and what different changes we needed depending on who was playing. For example, Pina played, and that, has a little bit different to their other forwards. So it's just small details on how we can stop them. And then at halftime, it's very similar. There's details around set pieces and then maybe how we need to manage things a little bit better. But because we did fairly well, it was quite consistent throughout. And then we obviously just get information when there were stops in the games to just slightly change formation, obviously at the end to defend the lead. But yeah, it was. I think that showed in our performance that how we approached the game was very controlled, and then with little pointers of the belief that we have and the courage that we wanted to show, because we knew we would have needed that against a team like Barcelona.
Okay. Follow up? Follow up, okay. And then last one. Thanks.
Thanks, Kim. Sorry, is that quite typical of Renee, that calmness, rather than say like a big Braveheart speech? She's quite calm. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. I think she'll say her words in her speech, but in a very calm and controlled way and concisely. So yeah, definitely. Okay.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we'll continue with the head coach shortly.